Hello, Jaguar students. It's your friendly neighborhood math teacher, Mr. Allred, and I'm so humbled and blessed to bring you here to Unit 6, mini lesson number 5. Today we're going to look at word problems, and we're going to try to write inequalities, much like we did in class yesterday and Monday. And we're going to try to set up inequalities and solve them. By the end of tomorrow's small groups video, you should be able to teach other people how to set up and solve inequality word problems. Right now it's Tuesday night, hopefully, and you're watching mini lesson number 5, Ed Puzzle, and taking notes on it. Tomorrow night for homework, you'll have Unit 6 Study Guide Part 1. Welcome to the show. This is entry number 10 in the table of contents. Today's carousel in class is entry number 9. Let's get started. So we looked at a couple of phrases, actually way back in mini lesson number 3. Looked at a couple of phrases. We're going to look at some again. This is a less than symbol. You might see words like fewer or younger or smaller in these word problems, and those mean those things. This is a greater than symbol. You might see words like more, older, or taller in some of these word problems, and that might mean greater than. This is a less than or equal to symbol. Remember, you have to say at most to say less than or equal to in English. This is a greater than or equal to symbol, and you have to say at least to say that in English. Okay, so that's just a nice little chart of some words that you might run into during these word problems. Here's how you do it. Steps to solving inequality word problems. Choose a variable and what it represents. So what are you looking for? What's the question asking? Then determine what kind of inequality sign you need, whether it's greater than or less than, or greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. And then set up your inequality, just like we did earlier in the unit when we did equation word problems. We're going to write an expression using what the word problem tells us, and then we're going to solve and graph it. So here we go. I'm going to go over number 1, which I've already done some for you, and then I'll do number 2 for you. And then that'll be all this video does. If my word problem says -4 times a number, I've got times there, -6 is at least 22, what set represents what the number can be? The variable in this case is n. I don't know the number. That's what my variable represents. And since it says at least, I need a greater than or equal to symbol. So then I'm going to set up an inequality. It says -4 times a number, so that's -4n, -6, -4n minus 6, is at least 22. So here's my inequality. It says -4 times the number, -4n, minus 6 is greater than or equal to 22. That's my inequality, so I'm going to solve it. I'm going to add 6 to both sides of the greater than or equal to sign, and 22 plus 6 is 28. Then I'm going to cancel out the 6's because I just added to subtraction, and I'm going to divide both sides by the -4 in front of the n. 28 divided by -4 is -7, and then the -4's are going to cancel out. Since I divided by a negative right here, that means I need to flip the inequality sign. So that's what I did. Then I'm going to graph it on a number line. So I'm going to put -7 on my number line right around here. And then I'm going to put a closed circle. So I'm going to take a circle, and then I'll end up filling it in here in a second. Watch me fill it in. Isn't that pretty? Look at me fill it in. Fill it in. And then since it's less than or equal to, I'm going to draw my arrow to the left. So I'm drawing my arrow to the left, just like that. So that is n is less than or equal to -7. For number 2, to get an A, you need more than 200 points on a 2-part test, and you score 109 points on the first part. What solution set represents how many more points you need? Ed Puzzle is going to ask you what you think the variable should represent. That's right. The variable should represent the number of points on part 2. Ed Puzzle is going to ask you what kind of inequality sign you think we need. That's right. You need a greater than sign here since it says more. You need more than 200 points. So you already have 109, plus you're going to get P more points on part 2, and you need to have more than 200 altogether. A one-step inequality, we just wrote it, and we're going to solve it. We're going to subtract 109 from both sides. When you do that, that cancels out the 109s on this side. You'll have just P, and then the inequality sign should not flip. I don't know why I did that. That's awkward. Awkward. Mr. Allred made a mistake. Go figure. So it's still going to be more than 91. So P is going to be greater than 91. I got an open circle with an arrow pointing to the right. I have solved an inequality word problem, y'all. I did it. Isn't that exciting? Super duper exciting. Now I'm going to clear all the ink from the page because that's just hard to look at, and save it again. I've shown you all I need to show you about inequality word problems, y'all. Really short notes video. Remember, choose the variable, what it represents, figure out what you're looking for, then determine the inequality sign, and then set up your inequality. based on the words in the problem, and then solve and graph it. Great job, guys. Remember, Thomas Edison once said, "There's a way to do it better. Find it." That's Thomas Edison. Thank you. Make it a great day. Now the choice is yours. I'm saying too many words. Goodbye.